Hello, good afternoon. Hello, everybody. Hope you can hear me. Hello, everybody. Hope you can listen me. How's everyone? Can you hear me, please? Good afternoon. Thank you, Mr. Mutab. This is Mazhar Ali Shahid. I'm with for this first lecture, English for Tourism. Hope you all are feeling okay and fine. I say you all welcome. Can you hear me? My sound okay? Okay, thank you very much for your feedback. Okay, I'm just uploading the material, so just wait for a couple of minutes till the file is uploaded. It's in progress. Today we are holding our first lecture, and you know, on every alternative week we would be having our lectures. We need to complete all the requisite and required lectures, and for each your lecture there are some points. The students who are going to attend the lectures, they will be getting full credit toward their account. I mean, they will be getting full points. So I wish you everybody to join these all classes. Let me open this resource for you. Can you see this please on your screen? Jazan University, Deanship of E and Distance Learning. No, you can't see? Please check, have a look. It's very, it's clear. Now please see this one. Is it clear to you? I'm checking the setting as well. Check now. Here, can you see on your screen please? Something English for Media 2. Mr. Mutib, can you please tell me? You can't see. Again? Can't see, please? Can you see? Method says yes, then says no. Ali Salim Ali, can you see please on your board, on your laptop screen? Ali Salim, can you see this please? Objectives of the course, can you see this please on your board? On your screens. Hello everybody. Can you hear me, please? Can you see these slides? Okay, no problem. I will put the schedule on the site in the announcement. Even you can have your schedule. I can place that one for your all lectures. Doesn't matter. If you please have a look, I have here with me Ali Salim. I think now you can hear me well now. Is the sound okay? Okay, good. Then can you see on the board something coming on the board on your screens? I'm moving the slides. Yes, Mr. Saeed Nasir, can you see please? Walaikum Assalam. How are you? Anyhow, first of all, we are going to start the objectives of the course. The objectives of the course. Is the sound again not clear? No sound? Who says there is no sound? Please let me check the device setting. If there is any problem, I will check. Let me check this wave, mute, microphone, definition, audio level. These all things are working fine with me. The sound is okay with me. If you are still facing any problem, kindly check your personal device setting. Yes, Mr. Hussain, can you listen me please? Can you hear me? Mr. Hussain Utef, can you hear me please? Anybody can tell me? Your screen is not displaying, but I think on the other places it's being displayed. I would like to tell you please, we listen, okay, you heard me, good, but you can't see me. Ali Salam, can you see me? Ahmad Ibrahim Ahmad, so you can see me please? Can you see me please? Okay, good. So it means kindly check your personal settings. As mine settings are okay, I have seen, here is no problem. Listen to me please, do not write comments in Arabic. Please, this is English class. kindly make it English class. And you all are men. Okay. That's why I'm saying please write the comments. If anything you want to write, please write in English. Good, so I can understand and answer you. Thank you very much. If you are not understanding me, please try to check the setting if you can't listen me. And if you are not understanding me, please try to understand. So first, objectives of the course. Objectives of the course. What is the first objective? To be familiar with mass media vocabulary. This English for tourism you are studying. To be familiar with mass media vocabulary. Your course name is Media 2. English for tourism. So the second objective of the course is to enhance vocabulary building, then to use English both fluently and correctly. After studying this course, you will be able to use English to some extent, to build English sentences, to write a paragraph on a specific topic, use needed writing techniques, to use the skimming and scanning reading, please check how the sound is now. Is it clear now, the sound? No problem, I understand your language is not strong, but now you will make your language strong after studying. I understand Mithab, your concern. It's okay, no problem, but if you haven't studied any language, you will not be having a strong language. So you need to study it again and again, so then you will learn and understand it and will make it strong. The next, write a paragraph on a specific topic. To use the skimming and scanning reading, there is a table of contents. Now see this, the newspaper as the most accessible text, radio, a medium of mass communication, culture, the role of radio. So this is the table of content, in which the newspaper is the most accessible text. Then radio is also a medium of mass communication. Then mass communication, culture, the role of radio. Newspaper as the most accessible text. Newspaper. You may be reading newspaper on daily basis. Some people like it. Some people don't like it. Some people like news. Some people like sports. Some people like other programs watching on TVs. Some people like reading novels, other text. But these newspapers are also source of information which people use. What newspaper actually do? Newspaper provide up-to-date information on local, national and world affairs. The most current analysis and criticism on executive and legislative decision making. The latest in music. These things are which we can find in newspapers, theater, television and the fine arts, and even columns and comics to make people laugh. These things we find in newspaper. Newspapers are among the most accessible text available to the vast majority of people. So the people can find newspaper easily. You can buy it from market or even from small markets, small places, small corners, streets of your vicinity where you are living. Newspapers are among the most accessible text available to the vast majority of people. Literature, literate, illiterate, young and old, students, workers, elites and peasants. In any community, different people can have the access to these newspapers. Why they have the access and why they read this newspaper? Because every category of reader mentioned above can find something they care about inside the newspaper pages. Today's newspaper use design elements, story placements, typeface and graphics to make information easily accessible to the reader. So nowadays the newspapers are more informative. They are giving more information and providing us variety of information what are 1 hour collect information. Further, what we can find from the newspapers, important stories are also placed on the top pages. The headline gives the reader the main idea of the story. The lead paragraph gives a summary of the story in capsule form, answering the important newspaper questions: who, what, when, where, why, and how. The remainder of the news story provides additional details with the least important information at the end of the story. Here is an example of a newspaper. Please see. The New York Times. These are the headlines. Then you find these sub-headlines. Then you find here details. See, these are the pictures which can also provide information. Here you can find the detail. Men walk on moon, astronauts land on plane, collect rocket rocks, plant flag. So such news or any kind of news you can find. Then this is other typeface. Fabric 136, daring feats of Jacquard waves, somersaults, other example. Now here are some questions about the same information we have read. Question 1. What kind of information does a newspaper provide? What kind of information does the newspaper provide? So you can find your answer. Newspaper provide up-to-date information on local, national and world affairs, the most current analysis and criticism on executive and legislative decision making, the latest in music, theatre, television and the fine arts. So you are this literate available to. So you will be writing newspaper to first long sentence is the answer. Starting from here, newspapers provide up to date and finishing at make people laugh. This is the first question answer, that what do the newspaper provide to the readers? Question 2. You will find such questions for your exam. What kind of information does a newspaper provide? This is a question. So for its answer, the answer is given in the very first sentence of this newspaper information as the most accessible text. Newspaper provide up-to-date information starting from here and it will be finishing here to make people laugh. So newspaper provide up-to-date information on local, national and world affairs, the most current analysis and criticism on executive and legislative decision making, the latest in music, theatre, television and the fine arts, and even columns and comics to make people laugh. So this is the answer for this question. Question number 1. Yes, anybody can give me the answer for this question 1. What kind of information does a newspaper provide? You can find your information. Anybody knows? So this answer is very simple, which I have already spoken to you. Newspaper provide up-to-date information on local, national and world affairs. Okay, let's move to question number 2. What are the categories of readers to whom newspapers are available? Who are the people who can find the newspaper easily? The question is, who are the people who can find the newspaper easily? What are the categories of readers to whom newspapers are available? This is also given on the same page. See, here is the answer. Newspapers are among the most accessible text available. So you will write newspapers are available to the vast majority of people. Magazines too easy. Magazines are also easy, but at the moment, yes, with the newspaper there are sometimes magazines as well. So newspapers are available to the vast majority of people. Literate, illiterate, young and old, students, workers, elites and peasants. So this is the answer number 2 for the question number 2. Such questions you may find for your exam. What are the categories? So this is question 2. Some of you cannot see on their screen, so I am writing the questions in the chat menu. This is question 2. What are the categories of readers to whom newspapers are available? Yes, you have to give this one location information where you can find these newspapers. These are available to whom? See here. Newspapers are available to the, just see this one, available to the vast majority of people, literate, illiterate, young and old, students, workers, elites and peasants. So this is the answer for question number 2. So you can say what will be the answer for this. Newspapers are available to the vast majority of people. What is that vast majority? They may be young, old, students, workers, maybe students, maybe workers, maybe elite, elites. It means rich people and peasants, even the people who work in the field, if they want to read the newspaper, this newspaper is available to them. Even newspapers are available for young and old people. So newspapers are available to the young and old people, and these are available even to a person who is highly qualified and person who is not highly qualified. He is just able to read a newspaper. He can also get the information from the newspaper. So this is the answer for question number 2. Please keep these questions in your mind, because you need to make the revision of these questions, and such questions you may follow in your midterm exam or in your final exam. So you need to prepare the answers of these questions in a good way. What are important stories usually placed in newspaper? Question 3 is, where are important stories usually placed in newspaper? I am writing these questions for those who are unable to see on their screens. Where are important stories placed in newspapers? The reading paragraph. See here is the answer on this, starting from this line. Important stories are usually placed at the top of the page. So the answer is important story usually placed at the top. So this is the answer for question 3. Where are important stories placed in newspaper? At the top of the page. So important stories are placed at the top of the page. This is question number 3 answer. These are the top stories here. So these are placed on the top, okay, like this. Next question. What do you like to read most in newspaper? Question number 4 is, what do you like to read in newspaper? This is the question. So this question answer may be different. Why? Some people like to read the stories of sports. Some people like to read the stories of current affairs, what is happening in the world. Some people like stories regarding showbiz. Some like about business. Some like about films, dramas. Okay, so which I have told you already about showbiz. So different people have different mind and different liking for reading a newspaper. So I like sports, very good. So you like reading sports, nice answer. So some people like reading maybe stories about accidents. Some people like to read stories about business. Maybe you like about sports, world events, excellent, different events happening, what is happening in the world. This is called current news. Current news. So what is happening? This is called current news. So what is happening in the whole world? So some people like about showbiz. Showbiz means about films, dramas, and other such related things. So you can write sports, you can write some people like about religion, stories about religion. Yes, action as well. Some people like stories related to action, some like horror, some like romantic. So different people have different mind, different likeness. What they like, they follow that one. Let's move to the other part of this. So this is the headline. So such headlines will show the main stories. Now these are true false questions. Again, you will follow such questions in your midterm exam or in your final exam. Even in quizzes, such short questions for true false you can have even in quizzes. So please see this number 1. Newspapers provide up-to-date information. This is false or true? Is it true or false? Number 1. Number 1 is true or false? Anybody can tell me after reading this. Newspapers provide up-to-date information. False. Number 1. Up to date means latest. Now see here, we can go back and check. Does newspaper provide up to date information? So this is true. Newspaper provide up to date information. So this question 1 is true. Correct. So number 1 is true, T. Number 2, when newspapers, reader can know the latest in music and fine art. Can they know about music? Can they know about fine art? See here, go back. Latest in music and fine art. So this is music, this is fine art. So they can know about music or fine. True or false? Is it F or T? F, false. True, true, correct. F, false. So this is again true. Number 2 is also true. Good, true. Abdullah Dash, thank you. Number 3, there are many categories of readers. There are many categories of reader. True or false? And many people, different people can read this news. This is the question. Is it true or false? There are many categories of readers. Many categories: workers, students, elite. So these are different categories. Illiterate, young. So is it true or false? Please tell me this one. Number 3. There are many categories of reader. Is it true or false? Just write your answer in the chat box. This is again true. Question number 4. Elite do not find interesting columns in newspaper. Elites do not find interesting columns in newspapers. This is a new question. Elites do not find interesting columns in newspaper. No. Yes. Right. Mitab, your answer is correct. Abdullah Dash, your answer is correct. So it is F. Nice. So anybody can find any kind of news. It's not matter that the elite. Elite means rich people. Rich people can also, and poor people can also. What is written in the newspaper, they can find. Okay. Please pay attention to these questions. These questions are very, very important. You will follow such questions in your exams. So listen the lecture attentively. Okay. Pay attention and try to answer, try to participate. Newspaper comics make people sad. Newspapers comics make people sad. Is it true or false? Newspaper comics means where you see cartoons and such things which they make. False. Yes. Newspaper comics make people sad. This is wrong. They make people happy. Excellent, Abdullah Dash. Thank you for your participation. So your answer is correct. So this is false. Newspaper comics make the people happy. They do not make the people sad. So the answer is false. Please check the answer. Number 1. Newspapers provide up-to-date information. True or false? Question 1 answer is what is question 1 answer? True. Okay. Question number 2. Question 2 answer is so what is question number 2 answer? In newspapers, readers can know the latest in music and fine art. So question 2 is also true. Question 3. There are many categories. Okay, good. There are many categories of true or false. So different people can read newspaper. Question number 3. True or false? 3 is false? No. 3 is true. There are many categories of readers. It means different people can read. Old, young, student, worker. Any person can read. So different category means different people. So number 3 is true. No problem. Good. Go to number 4, please. Elites do not find interesting columns in newspapers. So it means rich people do not find interesting column in newspaper. Is it true or false? Number 4. Elites do not find. Yes, excellent. This is false. Very good, Abdullah. Your feedback is okay. Good. Question number 5, please. Newspaper comics make people sad. Is it true or false? Comic means the comedy. Something you see in cartoons or people's pictures, which you, after seeing, you start laughing. So when you laugh, it means you are happy. So newspaper comics make people happy, not sad. So the answer is given by Mr. Mitib Musa Agili. It is true. You have written true, but this is not true. Newspaper comics make people sad. No. Newspaper comics make people happy. So if there is happy, then it is correct. Now it is written sad, so this is false. Yes, correct, Abdullah Dash. Answer is correct. Good. Thank you. Go to next. Here are some verbs. There are words. You have to make verbs. What is verb? Do you know what is verb? What is verb? What is verb? Please see this on this page. Verbs. Verb. Play, eat, actions. What you do, those are the verbs. Play, sleep, eat, come, go, read, write, talk, call. These all are verbs. Okay. So the Ahmad Musa has also given the answer correct. F. Good. So tell me this, the first word for which we are going to make the verb, the first word is analysis. The word is analysis. Analysis. How you say? Analysis. Analysis. Make its verb. Its verb is analyze. Analysis, you are making now, verb. So the verb is analyze. The next noun is information. This is a word. Analyze, yes. Information. Please make for information. Make verb for information. Information, verb is inform. Information, inform. Next is social. The word is social. Social. So, C-I is Shah. Social. Social. Make from social verb. Socialize. Social. Socialize. The next word is criticism. 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 This word, criticism. Criticism. You will say it like this, criticism. So what is its criticism? Verb. Criticize. Excellent, Abdullah Dash. Very nice. So this is criticize. About this criticism, criticize. And Mitab Musa has given information for inform. Okay. What is next word? Next word is reader. Very easy. Reader. What is the verb? Reader is a noun. What is verb? Excellent. Read. Abdullah Dash. Your answer is correct. Read. Read, reader. Okay. Next is reflection. Next word is reflection. Reflection is a noun. You need to make here verb. Yes, please try. Yes, please try. Reflect. Excellent method. Excellent, Abdullah Dahish. Mitab Musa. So both of your answer is correct. So this is reflect. Reflect is a verb. Reflection is a noun. Next is free. What is this word? Free. What is this verb? Again, very easy. Free. The word is free. Excellent. Mr. Abdullah Mashi, your answer is correct. free. Now we have done these verbs for analysis, analyze, information, inform, social, socialize, criticism, criticize. Please try to listen the pronunciation of these words. Criticism, criticize, reader, read, reflection, reflect, free. Now, next step is use the following words in sentences of your own to show their meanings. So there are the words. You are going to make the sentences. For example, there is a word table. So you say this is a table. There is a word car. So you make a sentence of car. You just make a sentence of car. What is the sentence of a car? Please make a sentence. Any sentence. Make a sentence of car. For example, you say, I have a car. Or you say, my car is big. So these are the sentences. Now these are the words value. Please make a sentence of this value. Can you make a sentence? Value. Value means you can say price. So you can write my car pretty, that is okay for car. My car is pretty, that's good. My car is beautiful, that is good. Value. So you can make what is the value of this car? What is the value of this house? In the meaning of price, this value is having other meaning also. What are the values of this culture? What are the values of this particular place? So you use it in the meaning of price. So what is the value of this car? What is the value of this house? So like this. The next word, what is the next word? Language. Very easy word. My car expensive. Good. Correct. My car is expensive. Please put is also. My car is expensive. So use is also. Then your sentence will be very correct. Next word is language. Make the sentence of language. Very easy. Please make a sentence. Sentence of language. Just think of the sentence of language. What is the sentence of language? My language is Arabic. So you write here article along difficult. What is this? No, please, language. Language is lugha. So you write my language is Arabic, or Arabic is a language. Arabic is a language. Fine arts. The next word is fine arts. Fine art is a subject, so you can make a sentence. Just think and make. So make this one fine arts. I like fine arts. Fine art is the making these pictures and such things. The next word is structure. Structure. Please think the sentence of structure. So what is the sentence for this structure? It is a big structure or this building has a big structure. The next word is sense. Sense. We have sense organs. Like we use hands for touching the things, nose for smelling the things, tongue for tasting the things. So these are sense organs. Economic. The next word is economic. I like. This car is very economic. Or I like economics. This car is very economic. Is the sound okay with you, please? My car is very economic. It does not consume more petrol. Or you can make another sentence. I like the subject economics. Or economics is a subject. Economics is a subject. Another sentence you can make for this. Now we have made sentences for these 7 words: value, language, fine arts, structure, sense, economic. The next question is, write a 10-line paragraph on different readers can find different interesting topics in newspaper. It's very easy. You can write from here. Write a paragraph on different readers can find different interesting topics in newspaper. So you can take help from here. Yes, from here. This is because every category of reader mentioned above can find something they can care about inside the newspaper pages. Today's newspaper use design elements, story placement, typeface and graphics to make information easily accessible to the reader. So you can write information from here. Important stories are usually placed at the top of the most important stories have large. So you can put here for this paragraph writing, you can say different type of readers: young and old, literate and illiterate, student, workers, elite and peasants can find different sort of material of their choice in the newspapers. They can find latest in new music, theater, television and the fine art. The people who like comics, they can find comic portion or comic part in the newspaper. People who want the news about executive and legislative decision making, they can read that one. And people can see world affairs, what is happening in the world, the most current analysis. So such things you can write in that paragraph. And different readers can find different interesting topics in newspaper. So today we have finished about table of contents. In the table of contents we have newspaper as the most accessible text, radio a medium of mass communication culture, the role of radio. Then we have discussed the number one, that is newspaper as the most accessible texts. We have discussed about what sort of newspapers we can find, what sort of information newspaper give. Okay, on with different topics we can find information through the newspapers like music, theater, television, decision making, world affairs, local, national and world news or other affairs. Then different people can read newspapers. They may be of different categories, from elite, from peasants, from workers, from students. They may be old or young, literate or illiterate. So such readers can benefit. Then where do we use this? In the top we use the top stories. The most important stories have large bold lines. Graphics appear next to the related stories. The headlines give the reader the main idea of the story. The lead paragraph gives a summary of the story, answering the important newspaper questions: who, what, when, where, why and how. The remainder of the news story provides additional details with the least important information. So this we have discussed. This is the example we have from newspapers. These are the topics, headlines given on the top. Then these are the details. These are the graphics, pictures which you can see in the newspaper. Also, this is the large letters are showing the major part, major things, fabric. Then there are some questions. What kind of information does a newspaper provide? So newspaper provides different kind of up-to-date information. This is given in the first paragraph, first sentence. The next is What are the categories of readers to whom newspapers are available? So different type of categories can enjoy reading newspapers, like old, young, literate, illiterate, rich, poor. Any kind of people can read the newspaper and get the information, or can read the stories of their choice. The next question is, what are important stories usually placed in newspaper? A newspaper is having a large variety of stories, different on different topics. What do you like to read most in newspaper? So it's up to you. You like reading sports, you like reading about business, you like reading about world affairs. So you can say, I like reading sports, if you like sports. The next portion we have done, read the following sentences. Then write T for the true ones and F for the false ones. False, khata. T, true. True yani sa. So you have to make it true and false. Newspapers provide up-to-date information. Yes, this is true. In newspaper, readers can know the latest in music and fine arts. True. There are many categories of readers. True. There are many categories of readers. Number 3, true. Elites do not find interesting columns in newspapers. Elite do not find. So this is false. Newspaper comics make people sad, not sad, happy. So this is false. What next we did? Make verbs from the following words. Analysis, analyze. Information, inform. Social, socialize. Criticism, criticize. Reader, read. Reflection, reflect. Free, free. The next question is about use in sentences of your own to show their meanings. So I have made the sentences value. What is the value of this car? What is the value of this house? What is the value of this toy? People have different values. This is the other meaning. Language. My language is Arabic, or Arabic is a language. Fine arts. Please write in English what you want to write. Please write in English. Fine arts. Fine arts is a subject as people make pictures and other drawings. So you can say, I like fine arts. Structure. This building has a big structure. Sense. I have sense organs, and I have 5 senses. Or I don't know, there is no sense of saying like this. So this is the other meaning. Economic. Economic. This car is very economic. Economical. My car is very economic. Or is economical. My car is very economical. Economical. Or economics is a subject. Economical, it does not consume more. It does not more petrol. So this is for economic. Write a 10-line paragraph on different readers can find different interesting topics in newspaper. So you have to write a paragraph. You can find help, as I have told you, from the first paragraph here. So these are the different readers categories: young and old, students, workers, elite and peasants, literate, illiterate, and they can find different kind of material like local, national and world affairs, the most current analysis and criticism on executive and legislative decision making, the latest in music, theatre, television, sports, fine arts, so different things, even the comics. So different readers can find different things. This is the answer for that paragraph writing. You can take help from here. Our next topic is media terms. What are the terms used in media? The first term is public relations. In media, public relations, a variety of skills and tactics used to create favorable opinion and awareness of a person, product, group, event, issue, or candidate, or to reverse negative stories or correct public misconceptions. For media terms, there is a public relations. This is a variety of skills and texts or techniques which are used to create favorable opinion, awareness of a person, of a product, of a group, of an event, of an issue. So this is public relation. The next is publication. What we print, that is publication. A newspaper, magazine, or newsletter with information, news, and feature stories, usually produced to be sold or as a service to members of the associations or organizations. So these are the publications. What is printed? Okay, for the sake of selling or for the sake of service to the members. Publicity tour. Next is publicity tours. Scheduled publicity appearances in a series of cities or locations. What is publicity? Tour means making it common, telling to the people. Like you see these advertisement on TV about mobile, about cars, or you see posters. So this sort is known as publicity tour at different places. For example, there is a new model of a car being introduced by any company, so they will make its publicity in all cities of Saudi Arabia. If they are going to launch this car in Saudi Arabia, introduce this model, so this publicity will be made in Riyadh, in Jeddah, in Jazan, in other part of Saudi Arabia. So through this they can make publicity of their car. If there is a Toyota company or any other company and they have. Next is a reporter. Reporter is a person who reports the news, what he sees, what he watches, what he knows. So print reporters gather and analyze facts about current events, then write stories describing their background, meaning, and effects. Yes, this is the print reporters' work. What they do? Print reporters collect and analyze facts about current events, what is happening in the world, then write stories describing their background, meaning, and effects. So these are the reporters who report these stories in the newspaper. The next important term in media is reach. What is reach? The geographic area of the audience and the number of readers, listeners, or viewers who are reached by the media in that region. That is reach. Reprint, a printed copy of something that has already been in reprint. What does reprint means? Printing again. Something was printed before, and if that is being printed again, this is a reprint in media term. The next is roundup story. A story that looks back at what has happened over a specific period of time, such as the previous year. This is a roundup story. A story that looks back at what has happened over a specific period of time, such as the previous year. This is roundup story. Which questions you cannot answer, Mr. Mutib? I have given you the answers of those questions which I wrote and those true false. And these are media terms which I am telling. And I am not going for any question answer. These are media terms. Satellite feed, video footages that are video footage that is made available to multiple television stations via satellite feed. Next is screener, person assigned to screen callers on live radio or TV call in shows. So he checks the calls and then he forwards the call that call is okay or not. That is screener. The next is sidebar, a portion of a story that is relevant but not necessary to the body of the story, such as data, a glossary, or a deeper explanation of a concept mentioned in the story. So sidebar will be a portion of a story that is relevant such as data, a glossary, or a deeper explanation of a concept. See, these are the columns. Space shuttle begins. This is the headline. This is one column, this is second column, this is third column, this is fourth column. So these are columns in a newspaper. These are called columns. This is one column, this is one column. So this is one column. Space shuttle begins mission to study global warming. This is going to the space shuttle. Now sidebar. This is sidebar. This is one column, this is another column, but these are sidebar menus. As such things appear on the laptop screen during the using the internet, so this is called sidebar. Sidebar. Circulation. The number of newspapers, magazines, or other print publications that are distributed. The number of newspapers, magazines, this is circulation, the number of newspapers, magazines, or other print publications that are distributed. This is called circulation. Editorial. A piece that expresses an opinion, as opposed to a news article which presents facts without opinion and appears on the editorial page separate from news stories. So a piece that expresses an opinion, it may be written in 2, 3 columns, 4 columns. Any person expresses his opinion about any certain topic. For example, there is very much hike in the prices of daily using things, or hike in any article price. So the person is going to give his opinion about the high prices. So he will write and he will try to mention his opinion. This is editorial. Lead story. The most important article on page 1. This is the lead story. If there is a page, so that is page 1. For example, see, here may be the most important story mentioned here on this page. So this will be the lead story. So we will go to grammar afterwards. Today we will not start this grammar. Please use this material which I am teaching for preparing your exam. Because these examples have been used, or these books texts have been taken from different books, not only from one book. As I already mentioned you, English for Tourism, that is by Suleiman Salim Masjid. So all things which are given in this text, these are not from Suleiman Masjid book. So these have been taken from other books as well. As you see, this grammar part is from Suleiman Masjid. From Betty Azhar Basic English Grammar. So we will start this basic English grammar in next class. Today we have finished. We will just have a view of all the things. Credit hours, English for Media 2, objectives of the course. Please have a look at these objectives. I will send you this material. You can download. Maybe in the announcement or in forum. Objective of the course: to be familiar with mass media vocabulary, to enhance vocabulary building, to use English both fluently and correctly, to build English sentences, to write a paragraph on a specific topic, to use the skimming and scanning reading techniques. Next, we have studied today. This is the table of contents. The newspaper is the most accessible accessible text, radio, a medium of mass communication. Next is mass communication, culture, the role of radio. Then we have studied today about newspaper as the most accessible text, provide up-to-date information to different kind of people on different topics. Then what are the important stories are usually placed at the top. The most important stories have large bold lines. Graphics appear next to the related stories. The headline gives the reader the main idea of the story. So this we have discussed already. This is example of headline. This is the headline in this newspaper, this page. The New York Times, men walk on moon. This is the headline, men walk on moon. These are also the examples of headlines. Through this you can understand that this news, this topic. Then there are question answers. You can find these questions answers I have given you. I wrote these answers here. These answers are given in this paragraph here. All these three answers. Then these true false questions are also from the same paragraph which is given about newspapers. Can you see the picture on the board, on the screen? Can you see the picture on the screen? Can you see these slides? Can you see this material? Then we did these verbs, we made verbs from these words. Then we made sentences of these words. Then I told you you have to write a paragraph with the help of the paragraph given about newspapers, different interesting topics in newspapers. Different readers can find different interesting topics in newspapers. Yes, you can write. A person who likes sports, he can find the sports information. A person who likes showbiz, he can find showbiz related information. A person who likes current affairs, he can find the news about the current world topics. Then these are media terms: public relations, publication, publicity tour, reporter, thank you. So you can see. Next is reach. Thanks Mr. Mitib Aghili for your feedback. So next is reach, reprint, roundup story, satellite feed, screener, sidebar. These are the columns, examples of columns in a newspaper. Okay, thank you Mr. Hussain Utef also for your feedback that you can see these things on your screen, as some of the a few are, I think 1 or 2 people spoke to me in the start that these things are not visible to them, they can't see. But if you can see, it's good. Thank you very much. This is example of sidebar. These are the main columns. There may be any article like this. Circulation, the number of newspaper, magazine or other print publications that are distributed. Circulations, editorial, this is editorial. The next is lead story, the most important article on page 1. So you can see this one on the very first page of the newspaper. All the main and important news topics are given over there, and the most important article is there. So circulation, editorial, lead story with this. Next time we are going to start grammar about present simple test. Present simple. These are the definitions. Circulation is the number of newspapers, magazines or other print publications that are distributed. What you print and sell, if there is a book and the book 100 copies are printed and sold, so this 100 is the number for circulation. Editorial is, for example, here this one and this one, maybe any important maybe the opinion of a person about the important topic or important issue, any important issue. Lead story, on a page there will be one very, very important lead story. Yes, you are 44. It's good that still you are young to learn. It's a good thing. Learning is good. There is no age for learning. It's good if you are studying. Very nice. So you are more wise than young people, so you can understand the things more than others. Lead story, editorial, circulation. The terms I am devising. Sidebar. You see this is sidebar. And this one. This is the sidebar. On this newspaper you see this. When you open an internet page, on side you see some sidebar information about different things. Not maybe, it's true. It's good that the people who are of more age, especially in 40s, they are wiser than the people who are in 20s. So I'm not joking, but I'm telling you truth that people like you can do more things in a serious way. Anyhow, thanks for your concern. Reach, the geographic area of the audience. Where it means there is a newspaper that is sent. What is the reach? Reach is that area where it is Saudi Arabia. Because if it is sent in the whole kingdom, in Riyadh, Jeddah, Jazan, Abha, Tabuk, Qasim, and Madinatul Munawwara, Makkatul Munawwara, So what is this other places in Saudi Arabia? So if it reaches to all the places, so this is the reach of this newspaper cause. So next is reprint. Reprint means again printing. If you print, oh, very good. So next is, please write in English what you want to write. Write in English. Roundup story. Next is roundup story. Next is satellite feed. Thank you. Screener. Sidebar. I have showed you this sidebar before. Information on the side. Screener is a person who listens the call on TV or radio, and then he checks whether the things are okay, and then he forwards that call. That is called screener. Circulation. Editorial. Lead story. So with this, our today's lecture comes to an end, as I have showed you. So next week we will be starting this grammar, present simple, using frequency adverbs, usually, always, often, seldom, rarely, never. Then spelling and pronunciation of es, push, pushes, teach, teaches, like this. Then adding finals. These are the exercises. Irregular singular verbs. That is the grammar. Then after grammar, this is medium of communication. This is radio. So we will start this radio after studying this grammar part. So thank you very much for joining today's session. I say thank to everybody. Thanks for your participation. These are the grammar pages. See you in next week. I will send you this whole material as an attachment. You can download this and keep this material with you. You will find many things are your exam out of this material. What we are studying, you will have the things out of this for your exam. Okay, this is time for prayer. Yes, Maghrib prayer. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot for joining, Mr. Mutab, Mr. Hussein, and no one else is seeming, but anyhow there was few other gentlemen. So I will say thank to everyone. Thank you very much. All the best. Thank you. Good evening. Thanks everybody for being with me for today's class for this Media 2